Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics and maybe a little beyond. The transfer portal continues to transfer.
It's portaling.
It is portaling. We will talk about that. Auburn's latest additions, a linebacker and a defensive lineman, two big needs for Auburn going into the year. As is always, you get a couple of guys in, you get a couple of guys out. Darren Reed, the freshman defensive lineman, decides he will enter the portal. So, you lose a guy, you gain a guy. So that's kind of the way this works these days, JJ. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a little bit more. What do you do about this? We talked about this yesterday. Tommy Tuberville was, been talking about this, talking about how maybe to fix the transfer portal era.
And let me say this, because I watched some of Senator Tuberville's statement. Mm-hmm. And while I guess in the abstract, because he says, I hate to get the federal government involved in this. And while in the abstract, I agree with that. But these are public universities for the most part. It's exactly what the government should be doing. The public facilities and these are taxpayer supported. They should be regulated. And apparently are much in need of it.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think everybody looks at it and says, this is a broken system. Well,
there is no system.
Everybody keeps saying this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
And that is true, but nobody seems to want to do anything about it.
Right.
So, we're going to figure out today what to do about it.
We're going to fix it today.
We're going to fix it today. And we'd love your help. So give us a call, 256-234-6221. How would you address the transfer portal and what it has turned college football into? Diego Pavia going to be back.
He has been granted the extra year.
He has been granted an extra year.
And now, as I understand it, he played 4 games 1 year and got hurt. Is that right?
Well, this is more to do with the fact that he doesn't believe, and his lawyers argued. Now, again, this is not the final. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about this. We'll open the show with this. It is not a final ruling, number one. It is just an injunction from a judge, but it gives him the opportunity to continue to play for another year. So it does it accomplishes its mission. However, it doesn't make a final statement, and it doesn't make a ruling against how the NCAA calculates eligibility. It is more to do with the fact that he is arguing and his lawyers that if you're in junior college, that is a separate time, and that should not affect your NCAA eligibility.
Okay.
And he spent some time in junior college. That's what he's claiming, and that's what the injunction is about.
Sure. Well, and it's a novel argument. It's not one that I've heard made before. But,
I haven't heard that one either.
But you know what? Give his lawyers credit, man. They came up with. And here's the thing with Diego Pavia, he's not going to the NFL. He's not going to the NFL.
Don't think he's an NFL.
So quarterback. No, not that I don't think. I know 100% Diego Pavia is not an NFL quarterback.
Okay.
So his opportunity to make money from his football is now,
Right.
And so I don't blame him for fighting for that opportunity if he can get it.
Well, certainly he did fight for it, and apparently he did get it. Now, will he remain at Vanderbilt?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
This is the statement that was made by the lawyers. We're not saying the NCAA can't have eligibility requirements, said Ryan Doughton, Pavia's attorney. But a junior college season shouldn't be the equivalent of an NCAA season when the junior college season has no meaningful opportunities to earn NIL, no television exposure. They take other athletes who are playing somewhere outside of high school and don't hold those seasons against them. Many hundreds, thousands of guys have gone to junior college and that has been counted against their eligibility up until this day. So, I mean, why all of a sudden is Diego Pavia? Now, it all circles back to NIL.
Well,
and how that's changing the sport.
But I think the fact that it hasn't been done before, I don't think has any bearing.
Okay.
It's whether or not.
I bet those guys would.
It's whether or not the NCAA and this judge in this case are going to look at it and go, it's a reasonable argument or it's not a reasonable argument. The world changed when NIL became a thing.
This is true.
And so the fact that, for, decades it's been one way doesn't really factor in. Everything was different before NIL. So
Judge William Campbell.
It's an interesting, like I said, it's a novel argument. It's an interesting argument. And it's one that takes into account the new landscape of the game.
It is not a final ruling on the case, but it does prevent the NCAA from keeping Pavia out of college football until the case is resolved. So he just kind of, I think the extra part of it, or the other part of it, is it's just another example of the NCAA creating a rule, trying to enforce it, and then some player finding a judge. And you're going to find, if you can find, and this goes on in every aspect of litigation, you just got to find the right judge.
And that is why.
And so, but I mean, that you find that judge, and then the NCAA becomes powerless to do anything about it. You just take more. We keep saying the NCAA is boneless and spineless, and they don't, have any authority to do this. That's because it's been taken away from them.
Well, it's because they never had it to begin with. They just, they had it because people agreed to it. Well, they thought they did. Well, they had it because people agreed to it.
Yeah.
But the problem is that people found out that I don't have to agree to it. And here's the thing. The NFL can get away with their rules.
Well, what's too far, though?
And the difference is the NFL and pro sports leagues have an antitrust exemption. And that gets you around a lot of legalities and rules, right? Because you can treat people in what might in a more private sector be unfair, right? Can you imagine a private company going, well, we have a salary cap? That doesn't happen. And I think in order for this is part of what we can talk about when we get to fixing the situation. Part of it's going to have to come down to some sort of profit-sharing model, but it's going to have to come with antitrust legislation, and that's got to come from Washington. And until college sports has that, then you're going to continue to have these kind of challenges, and they're going to continue to lose.
Yeah, and that's something. Yeah, again, the system doesn't work as it was intended, and I'm not sure. Like you say, the world has kind of changed. The sport has changed, and everybody else is trying to catch up, and certainly government seems to be on the final end of that. Everybody else catches up before they do. So just to go back and start with this transfer portal for now. Auburn has got 10 guys that have come in from the transfer portal. Several guys are visiting either Friday or visiting earlier this week. A linebacker from Tennessee named Jaden Smith is supposed to visit. It's visited yesterday. Maryland tight end supposed to visit this weekend. An edge rusher, T.J. Searcy from Florida. He had I think he's like 6'5", 260. He had like 35 tackles this past year, a few tackles for loss. So he's supposed to be visiting this weekend as well. But the two guys that the recent additions to the transfer portal class, Xavier Atkins, linebacker from LSU, a redshirt freshman. He's got 3 years of eligibility remaining. This guy was a 4-star guy. Didn't play a whole lot as a freshman at LSU, but according to the scouts, I mean, look, I didn't say this. This was a scout that said this. Said when you look at him, you can see flashes maybe of he reminds you of a DeMarcus Riddick. Okay, so that's a big time comparison. If he's half that guy, I mean, if he can live up to half of that billing, Auburn has got a steal here. And when you talk about Eugene Asante, is gone. Dorian Mosey is gone. That they've got some holes to fill there at the linebacker position. You got DeMarcus Riddick coming back. You got Robert Woodgard coming back. Those are the only two guys that have any kind of meaningful playing time. So that's a big position of need. And then of all the guys that you lost on the defensive line, Philip Bleedy and Trill Carter and Isaiah Rakes, all those transfers that came in. Well, here comes another one. And surprise, surprise, this is one of those guys that was in that famed Texas A&M 2020
right.
class that never ended up at Texas A&M. But he was a big-time player, 6'4", 320 pounds. Reminds you a lot of Isaiah Rakes. He's going to play that same role, that nose guard, guy that can plug that middle. He was at Texas A&M, then he transferred to Western Kentucky. He was there for a couple of years, so he's coming over to Auburn. We'll see what what do you expect out of that road? You don't expect a guy to make 40 tackles, but you expect him to plug the middle and kind of at times demand, hopefully maybe a double team to free some other guys up. So.
And then of course, there is also the fact that Auburn's entire quarterback room has turned over.
Yes.
The entire.
Don't know. That's what I said yesterday. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Now, granted, you talk about a new world.
The top four quarterbacks.
That the entire quarterback room transfers out.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a new one on me, man. It's like, so, okay, you're not, I get it. One guy transferred out because he didn't feel like he had a fair shot or whatever. And another guy's graduating. Nope. Just clean the room, man.
All four gone. So, that's what it is. What it is. You got to deal with it and roll with it. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dable, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
We're hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. New full-size GMC Sierras discounted up to $12,000 off. GMC Terrains with a roomy cabin and pro safety discounted up to $7,250 off. Enjoy the holidays with no payments until springtime. Choose from 600 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. I think most of you joining us on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate all of you out there. Be sure to go and like those pages, subscribe to those pages, especially the YouTube page. We're trying to build that up, trying to make a footprint there in the social media world. We appreciate all of you out there on TV as well. May have had some snafu there at the beginning, but I think we're back on TV side. So for all of you that are expecting a new Auburn Blitz, welcome in to this edition. Thank you so much for being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. For air that's fresh and clean, call Sensagreen. 334-487-3555. Russell Do It Center, they got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do It Center today. And J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job's too big, no job's too small, commercial or residential. Give them a call for all your needs, 334-531-0199. Talked a lot about Diego Pavia getting an extra year or of eligibility because of his time in junior college. Not that not being held against him. That was a lot of what we talked about in the first segment. For all of you joining us on TV, on the TV side, we are talking about the Auburn's transfer portal class. They added a couple of players as well. We can talk about that a little bit more, but we got a comment here from Ed who says it is sustainable the universities have plenty of money. Just look at their endowments. But the end game is most universities will not be playing football or any other sport on this path. If it just continues to escalate to the point to where, you look at professional sports and you got Juan Soto getting $800 million.
No, right.
That's not going to happen in college.
No.
Okay, that can't happen in college. So, but where's the line? You had some guy, I think that runs On 3, come out and say, we're headed basically probably it's going to settle at where a college football roster will be about a $35 million payroll. Mm-hmm. We're about halfway there now.
All right, so the question is, like, how do you fix it, right?
Yeah.
One idea, that, as you mentioned in the sheet, that's been brought up is contracts. I totally agree with that. If you're going to get paid, then you are agreeing to perform a service for that payment. And I think contracts are certainly should absolutely come into play. Are you signing a 2-year contract, a 3-year contract, or a 4-year contract? And if you back away from that deal, there should be consequences to that. Right?
Are they universal, or can you sign a 1-year deal, or a 2-year deal?
And and that's kind of the thing, because football scholarships traditionally are 1-year renewable.
Right.
People are saying, you got a 4-year free ride. No, we didn't.
Yeah, right.
We got a 1-year grant and aid. And the schools don't have to renew it.
Right.
So I think working that out. But again, this is all dependent. The federal government's going to have to give college sports an antitrust exemption so that you can have a system in place. Now, they've talked about a profit-sharing model. Maybe that's the way. We're probably speeding up the day where you have about 60 teams in Division I football. And it's just the way it's.
And there are no conferences, really. After that, if you combine those,
maybe some sort of regional divisions, or something similar to an NFL model. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing is the transfer portal and the way it allows a player to basically hold a university at the point of a gun. Right? I want more money, or I'm gone. Now, I am one of those people that believes it's never 100% that, right? You could take a look at Alabama. Jalen Mbakwe this past week was going in the portal, then decided to pull out of the portal. Rumors were that Ole Miss was throwing $1 million at him. Did Alabama come back and match $1 million? I don't know. But my guess is it's never one thing. Money's always going to be a part. It's never one thing. He may have been disappointed that he was not a starter this year at corner. May have been disappointed. Looking at the 2 corners they have this year, they both can come back next year if they choose to. So, and if they do, would he be a starter next year? Could have been disappointed that he wasn't allowed to play both sides, the Travis Hunter thing.
Right.
Because Jalen Mbakwe was a heck of a wide receiver prospect, too. There could have been any number of things floating around in there. Part of that, too, is just what happens with a coaching change. There are going to be guys who stick it out and then they go, yeah, this new staff's really not for me. Right. So there's always multiple things. But I think you've got to have a way for a player who's transferring to have to sacrifice something. And my thing has always been you sit for a year. No money, no play. If it's that important to you that you've got to leave, you sit for a year. You still get your scholarship, but no NIL, no play for 1 year, unless you're look. I'm all about if somebody's graduated, give them the freedom to do whatever they want to do. Somebody graduates in 3 years, God bless them, go for it. But
that should be a reward.
Yeah, absolutely
should be a reward.
But if you're not, then you go to school for a year, and you're going to sit, and there's no NIL.
I mean, is that feasible? I mean, is that legal? Can you do that?
With an antitrust exemption, you can. It's no different than a guy. It's no different than guys in the NFL who, walk out of their contracts and the team withholds, however much money.
College baseball for years now has said if you come to college baseball, if you sign with a college, you have to play for 3 years.
Right.
You can't. You can't. I mean, you can transfer, but you got to sit out.
Right.
Or you got to go to junior college and do that. And nobody has said boo about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, college football, why is college football carved out? I mean, I guess because it's the biggest sport and it gets the most attention, but nobody said anything when the NBA said, you got to play you got to go to college basketball for a year.
Right.
You've got to do that. Nobody sued and said, no, I can't do that.
Well, the NFL still will not draft you if you haven't been 3 years out of high school.
Exactly.
So, but those are league decisions, and the leagues can do that. And they can't be stopped because they are exempted from the laws that prevent colleges from doing those sort of things. An antitrust exemption's got to be the first step. If you don't get that, you really can't go anywhere.
Look, the fans have a lot more power than they realize. And if the fans started turning their nose up at these kind of things, you might see some changes happen pretty quick. Toolman says, not that I haven't already, but maybe looking at what will fill my college football time if NIL continues at the path that it is headed. I think a lot of fans kind of feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I enjoy the games, right? So when I turn on a game, I don't really care who's getting paid and who's not. Yeah. You know, I care about seeing a good product on the television.
Yeah. If you get another break, don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sense Green. For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Sense Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Sense Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. I always like to remind you about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. A great place to get some tremendous food in the Montgomery area and the Auburn area. They got two locations. They got some tremendous Christmas deals going on right now. They can actually cater your Christmas dinner. All the trimmings, the food is absolutely terrific. They do a tremendous job. They'll cook it for you, prepare it for you. All you got to do is pick it up and eat it. And who would, take a little of the stress out of the already stressful holiday season. They had a tremendous outpouring or tremendous success with their Thanksgiving, and I know they'll do Christmas as well. So go to their website. They got daily lunch specials as well if you just want a tremendous meal today. Steaksandwine.com. That is their website. Just the letter N there, steaksandwine.com. All right, Ed says, here's my rub. If Bama recruits, which cost money, a five-star wide receiver from Texas and signs him for $500,000 NIL, Auburn comes in his sophomore year and offers him $1 million NIL, and he accepts it, Auburn owes Bama $500,000. That will stop it, period.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, look, that's not a bad way of looking at it.
No.
We'll see if the schools would ever agree to that.
Yeah, you got to have universal agreement to that.
Yeah.
And, that's the problem. Everybody wants it fixed, but nobody wants it to hurt them.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to make any kind of sacrifice.
Right.
And certainly not the players, certainly not the schools. So it's coming to a head. I told Luke Tuesday night, I said, I never would have thought I'd say this, but right now I feel like, if this current model is it's still in effect in 5 years from now, we will not have conference championship games.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money they make. Common sense is going to say, look, and teams are going to start saying, I'm not going to play in that. Georgia's like, we lost our quarterback in this game, and they're just people are not going to do it. So I think those are probably going to go away.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. I think there's a way you could save conference championship. Look, there's a realignment coming, and we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. But it's going to be headed up by the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And that realignment is coming, whether that is a new super division, whether that, whatever that is, there is a new alignment coming for college sports. And we just don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet.
And it needs to go back to some sort of regionality. This business about, Stanford, playing in the ACC. Come on, man.
Yeah,
let's just stop with that. I mean, come on. With Washington and Oregon playing in the Big Ten, stop.
And really, no reason for it other than the Pac-12 just could not figure out how to run a league.
Right.
They just couldn't figure out how to do it.
No, they barely running this two-team league.
Yeah, I mean, all because they just didn't have a clue what they were doing. So
that tends to be a problem.
Yeah.
When you don't know what you.
And look, Clemson and Florida State still want out of the ACC. That's a down the road thing nobody's talking about right now. But that's coming too. So
well, like you said, will the big, and I don't know how many, but would it be 48, 60? How many teams could actually? How many times? I think we went back and looked about, average revenue per year, and how many teams, actually make enough money to really, where's that line?
I think if you could sort,
teams?
And I'm sure they should probably Google it right now. Ranking college football programs by revenue generated, right? And
you got to generate $100 million.
Then there's a cutoff somewhere, right? And wherever that cutoff is, and then and then you could have a super division with an NIL floor and ceiling, right? You have every school has $20 million they can spend on their roster. Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
And you divvy it up. If you want to pay that kicker $4 million a year, go ahead. So.
Yeah, but annual budget's got to be at least $100 million or $150 million or whatever the cutoff you want it to be.
Right.
But it's got to be, somewhat equal across the board, some kind of equality there. But that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. And how much damage is done before that.
Right.
But don't go anywhere. We got some more of the Auburn Blitz on the way right after these messages.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Well, you have the transfer portal, but you also have the coaching carousel this time of year, and it seems to be longer and longer every year. But a lot of interesting names getting back into coaching, changing jobs. Obviously, JJ, the biggest one, Bill Belichick taking the North Carolina job.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Everybody seems to have an opinion about that. I'm curious to yours. Will it work?
It can. I think it can work. Certainly, the way that college football is run right now, teams are hiring general managers everywhere. There's, you've got to, and I think being able to manipulate that sort of thing, it could work.
Who's better? I mean, who you gonna trust to say, "Hey, kid, you want to go to the NFL? I know the route."
Well, and I think that's what he'll. Saban used that for a long time, right? You're going to come here. We're going to develop you in an NFL style program with an NFL style playbooks and NFL style drills and NFL style training and. So in 3 years, 4 years, you're going to have the best opportunity to get there.
Of course, he's 72. So
right.
That's the difference.
Same, and I think that'll be the same model that Belichick will try to do, and he'll try to offset maybe, a school that's got a little more money to offer with, but they're not giving you what I'm giving you. If I call a scout, they answer my call.
Right.
Every time. You know what I mean? So... I think it has a chance to work. I'm not saying it will, but I don't blame North Carolina for taking a shot at it. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem too far-fetched.
Barry Odom did a great job at UNLV. Was defensive coordinator at Missouri for a while and did a great job there. And now he moves on to Purdue.
He just figured he was winning too many games.
I guess
it was time to go get his head bashed in some more. I mean, Purdue is a losing.
Job. When's the last time they had Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Was that the last time they had a winning kind of culture there? It's been a while for sure. Rich Rod headed back to West Virginia.
Yeah, going back home. They say you can't go home again.
It doesn't seem to work out very often.
It doesn't.
And they said it's been like 17 years. Has it been that long?
Well, yeah.
I mean, my goodness, it didn't seem that long.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is go back to when Saban was hired at Alabama. It was that year,
2007.
Yeah, it was the very next.
Right.
It was the very next year that Rich Rod took the Michigan job.
That's right. How about that? That's crazy. But Scott Frost going back to Central Florida.
We'll
Spent
see.
2 years there. Everybody thinks he was there for a while. He was only there for 2 years.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. They went undefeated, won the national title, JJ, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At least that's what the banner says. Dan Mullen getting back into coaching, taking over for Barry Odom.
That one didn't surprise me to see Dan Mullen back in coaching. And UNLV is a place where you can win pretty quick. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him do well for 2 or 3 years.
Stepping stone.
Stepping stone, yeah, absolutely.
You know, a lot of these other guys, I mean, they're just – Bronco Mendenhall got back into New Mexico, was there for 1 year, now he takes the Utah State job. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much everybody else is but nobody's ever heard of. But a lot of these guys are doing good jobs, and they're kind of moving up the ladder here.
Yeah.
But it's basically just kind of a merry-go-round. Surprised Mike Gundy retained?
I'm not surprised that he's been retained. I'll be surprised if he makes it 2 more years.
That program has gone downhill for the last several years, for sure. Sam Pittman retained at Arkansas after a 6-6 season.
Why don't we just call it what it is? It's a 1 year deal, and then Gus is coming home. So
still on that Gus bus.
No,
it's inevitable.
I think, matter of fact, I think Gus left UCF to go to Florida State because he figures he can somewhat turn that offense around. Whereas I think they were looking ahead next year at UCF and going, yeah. This doesn't look so good.
That's true. Not surprised Billy Napier was retained. He did he ended up doing a really good job.
He really did,
year, when all was said and done. Dave Aranda kind of turned things around. He had a terrible year last year.
Yep.
Again, I think Walker White transfers to Baylor. That's who Auburn opens with. It would just be typical Auburn for Walker White to start at Baylor and throw for 350 yards against Auburn.
Yeah.
Now, in the first road game, the first SEC game of the year, Jackson Arnold will travel to Oklahoma. So you can't make this stuff up. This is the way it works out. I am surprised Trent Dilfer was retained.
I was very surprised. It had to be a thing where UAB didn't want to pay the buyout or something, because Trent Dilfer is a smart guy, but he's over his skis, as they say.
It looks that way
in college football. It appears.
Rhett Lashley getting an extension, no surprise there. Kalani Sitaki,
I'm assuming, yeah.
The guy from BYU has done a tremendous job there, so he's getting an extension as well. I don't know about Texas State. John says, listening to a sports writer on Sports Talk show about NIL, he spoke about a non-starter being offered $800,000 to go to another same conference school. Declined to say who it was offered double, still declined, and the school bumped the offer up to $250,000. He also spoke about another player that went to Notre Dame via the portal, via Alabama, and is being paid $60,000 a month. There you have it, folks. It is what is desired in college football. I mean, it's this. Watch SMU. Watch the Pony Express on the ESPN 30 for 30. That was small change. I mean, they were like, we got a payroll. That's what college football is now. I mean, it's a payroll. There's no doubt about it. It's just legal now. Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment on this Thursday afternoon, right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit alagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Andy and JJ taking you up to 1 o'clock. This will just show you the difference in, well, time, but sports in general. I just thought this was fascinating. On this day, 1904, so we're talking 120 years ago.
Yeah.
1904, on this day, the Dawson City hockey team began a 9-day walk to get on a boat to go to Seattle, to catch a train, to go to Ottawa to play in the Stanley Cup on the January the 13th, 1905.
Did they win?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Okay.
But was it worth it? Yeah, was it worth it?
Well, I think it was just, you didn't have much choice.
Reckon how much they got paid. Reckon how much their NIL value was. They probably had to pay to play.
Yeah.
Walked 9 days just to get on a boat, just to catch a train, just to play in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's incredible. Born on this day, Ford C. Frick longtime Major League Baseball commissioner, little Jimmy Dickens. You know?
No.
He's a little country music, little small stature. Always
hence the nickname.
Hence the nickname. But let's see. May the bird of paradise fly up your nose.
I do
That's
remember
little
that song.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's little Jimmy. Bobby Lane, born on this day, college and Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't remember him. It was way before my time.
Yep.
Al Kaline, Hall of Famer, outfielder with the Tigers. Mean Gene Okerlund.
Mean Gene,
the great interview, host of WWF and WCW. Tim Reed, Venus Flytrap from WKRP in Cincinnati. Born on this day, 80 years old today, Tim Reed.
Wow.
Robert Urich, born on this day, 1946. If you prefer, he was in Lonesome Dove. He was also in Spencer for Hire.
That's the show I was thinking of, Spencer for Hire, yeah.
Janie Freaky.
Wonderful singer.
Yeah. It ain't easy being easy.
That's right.
1947 she was born. Kevin McHale.
Of your Boston Celtics.
Arguably the greatest or one of the greatest power forwards.
Certainly I would say one of.
Yeah. I mean, just an endless supply of moves.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But he's got to be in that group. I don't know if I'd name him the.
Yeah.
But you got to put him in that group with guys like Tim Duncan and, Karl Malone and,
Tremendous player with the Celtics. Christopher Hamill.
Ice skater? I'm thinking Mark Hamill.
Dorothy Hamill, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe both, yeah. But Christopher Hamill, lead singer of Kajagoogoo.
Okay.
Too Shy,
Hush,
Hush,
yeah.
Eye to Eye. I think that was their one hit. Born on this day, 1958. Reggie White, the great Reggie White.
And this I will say, arguably, the greatest defensive lineman to ever play the game at both the college and pro level.
Tremendous guy. I mean,
if you're
the
too
minister
young,
of defense.
if you're too young for Reggie White, just go to YouTube and do Reggie White one arm, and you're going to see how many 320-pound tackles Reggie White would take just one arm and throw them off like they weighed 100 pounds.
Yeah, he was a brute. Buddy of mine that played at Auburn, Jan Cowart, said, told a story one time. Said that, they were on the road at Tennessee when they were playing, and Auburn had a right tackle, and he was whipping him every play. Yeah. And they got back to the huddle one time, and he said, I don't mind so much him running over me. I just wish he wouldn't say, I love you every time he got me. Help me up.
Right.
But that was Reggie White. Jennifer Beals, she is still a maniac.
Yeah.
Flashdance, 1963. Arvydas Sabonis, Hall of Fame center for the Trailblazers. Christy Swanson, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
Warren Sapp, another tremendous defensive tackle.
Super athletic for a guy his size.
Yeah. Played at Miami, went on to play for the Bucks, won a championship, born on this day, 1972. Alyssa Milano, had a crush on her. Who's the boss?
Who's the boss, yeah.
She's kind of a freakazoid, but that's all right. Jake Plummer.
Kind of a precursor for Johnny Manziel, right?
Jake the Snake, yeah. Played at Arizona State, went on, played at Denver for a while, played at the Cardinals.
Was good at Denver for
He was. I think he was an All-Pro. And Mo Williams, played at Alabama.
Yeah.
Went on to play for the Cavaliers, maybe.
Yeah, terrific point guard.
Born on this day, 1982. There you go. Happy birthday. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Back on the air tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. For JJ, I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.